Hey guys, how's it going? Matthew Kadish here, author of the Earthman Jack Space Saga, and we got some more Marvel news today. In particular, this announcement that Marvel is going to be rebooting the character of Blade. Now, if you're a comic book fan at all or a movie fan, you'll know that in the 90s, Blade was one of the first Marvel properties to actually hit it big with a major motion picture starring Wesley Snipes, and it went on to make two more movies to form a Blade trilogy of sorts. And he was kind of like the forefront before Marvel kind of started making their own movies and taking their characters and turning them into blockbuster events. And so it's kind of interesting to see a return to this character and how Marvel is going to choose to basically handle him. So we're on Yahoo Finance here, and basically there's an article called Marvel's Blade Reboot, Everything We Know So Far. Marvel Comics' famous vampire hunter is headed back to the screen with two-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali set to star in Blade, a reboot of the franchise featuring the day-walking vampire-killing hero. The Blade reboot, which hasn't been identified as a television series or a movie at this point, was first announced during Marvel Studios' July 20 panel at Comic-Con International in San Diego, where Ali made a surprise appearance to confirm his involvement. Here's everything we know about Blade so far. The new vampire hunter. Marvel Studios closed out its packed Comic-Con 2019 panel in San Diego with the announcement that Ali would star in a new Blade project. A video of the announcement was posted on Twitter by Rotten Tomatoes. No stranger to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Ali previously portrayed the deadly crime boss Cornell Cottonmouth Stokes in Marvel's Luke Cage series on Netflix. Ali received heaps of praise for his portrayal of the conflicted gangster who sought to rule over Harlem, and offered one of the standout performances of the show's first season. Outside of the MCU, Ali won a pair of Academy Awards in recent years for his supporting performances in Moonlight and Green Book. Ali recently starred in the third season of True Detective on HBO. Movie or TV? One element that was conspicuously absent from Marvel's initial announcement of the Blade reboot was confirmation of what form the project will take. Marvel declined to identify the project as a TV series or a movie, so it's uncertain at this point where Blade's vampire hunting adventures will end up. Release date. Although Marvel announced the reboot during a panel that confirmed the studio's upcoming plans, Blade was noticeably absent from the calendar image that the studio revealed during the event. You can see the image here, it's Phase 4, and Blade is nowhere to be seen. That suggests that the Blade reboot, in whatever form it takes, isn't likely to debut until 2020 at the earliest. And then it kind of goes on to some background of the character and stuff like that. So let's unpack this a little bit here. Basically, when I heard this news, it was kind of bittersweet to me because I'm a Wesley Snipes fan. I don't know what it is about the guy. I just find him immensely entertaining. I love watching him on screen. I follow him on Twitter. He's the source of endless hours of entertainment. So I really enjoy him as an actor. And it's kind of sad to see him be replaced, because especially considering how he put the character Blade on the map, and he's kind of made the definitive portrayal of that character in so many people's minds. But I gotta say that if you're going to replace Wesley Snipes with someone, Mahershala Ali is a very good choice, because this guy is just an amazing actor. I've been a big fan of his ever since, there was this show that he used to do way back when. I forget the name of it. I want to say it was the 4400. And he was on that show, and I really liked him on that show. That was my first introduction to him. But since then, his star has really risen. I didn't like Luke Cage, but I thought he was definitely a standout in that series. True Detective Season 3 was amazing. It was really good, and he was really good in it. He played, a character who was kind of going through two different timelines, where he played the character as a young man, then he played the same character as an old man. And so you really got to see his range in that series alone. And also he's an Academy Award winner, and he's done some really fantastic jobs in film as well. And but he's kind of a TV guy. He came out of TV, and some of his best work, I think, has been in TV. He was also in that Netflix original series with Kevin Spacey, House of Cards. So, he's got a long history of doing TV stuff, but he's also an Academy Award winner, so he's no stranger to movies either. So the question is Blade going to be a movie or a TV show? And, if I had to guess, if I had to place some money on some Vegas odds on this thing, my guess is that it's going to be a TV show. And here's the reason why. So a lot of the stuff that Marvel announced at their San Diego Comic-Con thing was for Disney Plus. And if we actually scroll down here, you'll see that, we've got Falcon and Winter Soldier, we've got WandaVision, we've got Loki, we've got Hawkeye, we've got What If. These are all things that are going to be on the Disney Plus service. Now, one of the interesting things about Disney is that not only is it launching this Disney Plus service as a streaming service, but it also owns Hulu. And they announced earlier that Hulu is going to be home to a lot more adult fare stuff with more graphic violence, with graphic sex, with graphic language. And, in a movie or with a character that deals with, killing vampires and, these horror elements, I think Hulu is going to be where the Blade series is going to land. And more than that, I believe Blade is going to be kind of like a backdoor way of introducing other Marvel characters into the mix. So we're going to get stuff like Ghost Rider. We're going to get stuff like Mobius. And I even think that Blade could potentially be a backdoor into reintroducing the characters that were on Netflix, like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, back into the fold. Because by the time the Blade series comes out, 2 years will have passed. And if you know anything about the contract Marvel had with Netflix, they have to wait for a minimum of 2 years after the time of cancellation before they can utilize the characters again. So it's kind of like a non-compete clause with Netflix. So by the time this Blade series comes out on Hulu, again, that's just a speculation, but by the time this Blade series comes out on Hulu, I believe that the moratorium, that the non-compete on these Netflix characters will be over, and Blade is going to be a way to kind of start reintroducing these characters. If they need to recast them, that'll be an issue, but my guess is they're going to try and bring back those characters that were in the Netflix series simply because, those Netflix series are canon. So that's a potential, or it could just be strictly for like the supernatural elements of the Marvel universe, because Marvel really likes to take the strategy where they take a single character that represents a certain, aspect of the Marvel universe, and they branch out from there. So like with the Guardians of the Galaxy, you saw them branch out into the more cosmic Marvel universe. With Daredevil, you saw them branch out into the more street level aspects of the Marvel universe and stuff like that. So I think that's what Blade is going to be used for. And I think Mahershala Ali is a strong enough actor where he can kind of carry this thing. And I think he's a good successor to Wesley Snipes. I mean, Wesley Snipes is notoriously hard to work with. There was a lot of information on how his difficulty in being an actor really hurt the third Blade movie, just because he was a nightmare to work with. And so I can totally understand Marvel, learning their lesson and, wanting to recast someone who's easier to work with. And Mahershala Ali is a straight up professional. By all accounts, he's a really, good guy just personally. And he's very, very talented. And I believe he'll be able to get in shape for this role, and he'll be able to deliver a fantastic version of Blade that we haven't yet seen. So I'm really excited to see kind of what they got planned for this. Now, of course, I could be completely wrong. They could be planning to make him a big linchpin for their movies and maybe spin off, the Ghost Rider and Mobius stuff as feature films. But I think that Marvel has kind of taken a two-pronged approach to the Marvel Plus series, or the Disney Plus series, and the Hulu series, where Hulu kind of gives them a little bit more room to do more adult fare. and they need some original stuff to feed into that little funnel as well. So that's what I believe is going to happen, and I gotta admit, I'm excited for it. I'm a comic book fan, and I've been a fan of the Blade series since the 90s, and I really love the darker, grittier, more violent world that Blade lives in. I think that there's a lot of room to be used, or a lot of room to kind of grow and explore that aspect of the Marvel Universe. And I'm excited to see what they come up with. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with my predictions? Are you excited about Mahershala Ali as the new Blade? Let me know in the comments. Follow me on the socials. Subscribe to my channel for more movie news. And of course, check out my books over at kadishbooks.com. All right, guys, this is Matt, and I'll catch you later.